Revenge films.
That day, my husband and I were relaxing in the living room when I suddenly got a phone call from my younger brother.
Kelly, you have to help me! A customer's little kid is having a seizure!
What? Are you serious? A customer at your restaurant? My younger brother was running a restaurant about 7 minutes by car from my house. Apparently, one of his customers' little kids suddenly had a seizure and was on the ground. Okay, my husband and I will be there soon. In the meantime, you need to call an ambulance.
Okay, I'm on it.
My husband overheard the whole conversation, and he had already gotten up.
We need to go now.
As we both raced to the car. The reason why my little brother was relying on us was because my husband is a doctor. We jumped into the car with my husband in the passenger seat so that he could get out as soon as possible, and I got behind the wheel as we headed towards the restaurant. Then, suddenly, there was a car racing towards us going in the wrong direction, so I slammed on the brakes and turned the wheel as fast as I could. That was so dangerous.
Are you okay?
Yes, that was scary, but more importantly, we need to get there ASAP. I was getting ready to get back on the road when I heard the siren of a police car.
Excuse me, you can't park your car here. Let's see your license, and you can explain yourself in detail to me.
I am very sorry, but we're really racing against time. Please, just let us get to our destination. Once I get my husband to the restaurant, I'll pay whatever fine I need to.
Course not. Why would I let you do that? Every suspect would be able to get away then.
No, that's not it. Then please come with us. I won't try to run away. All I want to do is get my husband there. A child's life is depending on it.
That's quite the excuse, isn't it? This is all because you parked in a no-entry zone, you know.
I know that, but we need to get to that child.
Nope. Hurry up and get out of the car.
We were racing against the clock, and I said that I would pay whatever fines after, but I was irritated by this policeman who refused to listen to anything I was saying. Then my husband said,
Look, I'll just run from here. I'm sorry to leave you here to deal with this, but I've got to get there.
Yes, please, run as fast as you can. Thank you. My husband jumped out of the passenger seat and started sprinting towards the restaurant. The policeman tried to yell after him and turned to me to say,
Your husband just fled the scene. This will be included in your questioning at the precinct later.
He's not fleeing. I received a phone call from my younger brother that a customer's child had a seizure and it collapsed on the floor. My husband is a doctor and we live nearby, so we wanted to get there as soon as possible to do anything we could to help until the ambulance arrives.
Look, you really don't have to come up with such a lie. Anyway, let's arrest you for now then.
What? Why are you arresting me? If there's a fine, then I'll pay it.
What do you mean, why? Your husband just ran away.
But I was the one driving. How many times do I have to tell you? He didn't run away. He's going to save a child's life.
Shut up! I am a policeman, and I am the law. So you should shut your mouth and listen to what I say.
How can I be okay with being arrested over something like this?
You're so irritating! If you're not gonna do as the police say, I'll throw in a charge of obstruction of public service.
Wait a second, what are you saying? That's a clear abuse of your power.
The more arrests we make, the better our ratings get. Then my winter bonus assessment will be better too. So don't care about this nonsense about a child or whatever.
What is wrong with this policeman? His ratings? A child's life is on the line here. That was when I got a phone call from my husband. Please wait a moment, it's my husband calling. I was irritated by the policeman's attitude and answered the phone. Hello? Honey? Was the child okay?
Yes, he's okay. His seizure calmed down and the ambulance arrived and took him to the hospital for further examination. I already called Dr. Morrison, the pediatrician there, and explained the situation to him, so everything should be fine.
I'm so glad he was okay. Thank you.
Yeah, what about you? Are you okay?
About that. When I told him about my interaction with a police officer, my husband was enraged.
That's not right! Even after you said that you would pay whatever penalties for breaking the rules about parking there? Why on earth are you arrested now? Wait for me, I'll be there in a minute.
My husband sounded irritated as he hung up the phone. In the meantime, I was stuck alone with this police officer in this awkward situation. When my husband finally arrived with the man that I had never seen before, I wondered who it was, but then I glanced over to the policeman who had turned completely pale next to me.
Police commissioner, what are you doing here?
What? This man is a police commissioner? He was wearing everyday clothing, so I had no idea and I was shocked.
I heard from him that you've been exercising your authority in an interesting way. You know this guy? He is a great doctor and the son of my good friend. I've known him since he was a little boy. He told me everything. I understand that they were parked in a no-entry zone. but that was because they were avoiding a car racing on the wrong side of the street to begin with. And yet, why are you arresting her? If you were to make an arrest, no matter which way you think about it, it should have been your priority to chase after the other car. What? No, but that's not... Do you have a drive recorder in your car, miss?
Yes, of course.
May I have a look at it? Wait. Is that really necessary?
The policeman started to panic, but my husband and the police commissioner pushed right past him and opened up the footage in the drive recorder. There was a clear recording of the car racing towards us in the opposite direction, as well as my reaction of slamming the brakes and turning out of the road following that. It was all there. The police commissioner kept watching, and what was more interesting than that footage was the recording of the policeman. Even after I insisted that a human life was on the line, he had no interest in listening, and even after my husband had left the scene, he kept nagging at me and harassing me with his authority.
Now I've met my monthly quota, I can't wait for my winter bonus assessment!
All of his selfish statements were recorded and played back for the police commissioner to hear. He was less than pleased.
What the hell is this? On top of that, a young life's child was at risk, and this was your response? Even if this wasn't the case, there were plenty of ways to collect the fine from the violation afterwards. If he hadn't gotten out of the car and raced over to the child, we don't know what could have happened. I'm sorry!
With the appearance of the police commissioner, the policeman who was so arrogantly and confidently belittling me just a few moments ago had completely lost his stance. The police commissioner turned to me.
I'm very sorry about this. We have the other car's license plate and the driver's face clearly in the drive recorder footage, so we'll look into it on our side.
Thank you very much for helping us today. As for that policeman, because of this incident, the police commissioner opened an investigation into his previous arrests and tickets. As it turns out, he had been issuing pretty excessive fines. They even found that he had threatened some people, and he had already been warned previously within the police department. In turn, he was taken in for questioning. When they asked why he saw the whole incident happen, and yet he didn't go after the other car, he said it was because it was much easier to just arrest us instead. It almost seemed like a joke. Anyway, with all this information coming to the surface, my husband later found out that he was fired. You reap what you sow, and he got what he deserves. As for the child, he was taken to the hospital and received proper care and treatment, and I heard that he is now fully recovered. The child's parents even came to our house later to thank us.
We heard from the owner of the restaurant that it was you who saved our son. Thank you so much. We don't know how to thank you enough. Please accept this as a small token of our appreciation.
Oh please, we can't possibly accept this money.
But your husband is a doctor, isn't he? It's only normal to pay for a doctor's services.
My husband was off duty that day. Plus, this wasn't related to his work and happened in our personal lives. But if you'd like, we would be happy if you could please visit my brother's restaurant again. My husband and I are also big fans of my brother's restaurant, and we're always happy whenever he has regular customers.
Of course. Again, thank you both so much.
They expressed their thanks to us again before leaving our house. As for my little brother,
Thanks to you and your husband, everything was okay. And the customers were really grateful too. I want you guys to come by for dinner, on me, as a thank you.
so my husband and I made our way there. It really is so good here.
Yeah, this beef stew is the best in town. After your meal, we prepared your favorite pudding for dessert, so save some space.
That's so sweet, thank you. This is a small town, and I was surprised that there was such a crap policeman here. But I was relieved to know that there was a decent police commissioner at the top to manage the law enforcement. I heard through the grapevine that the policeman was shunned by his colleagues, and he ended up running out of this town out of embarrassment and shame. I don't feel sorry for him at all.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.